Hey everyone, lulzPIE here, and welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 4, the underappreciated gem that brought the GTA series into the HD era. So I start my day as any other. I jump out the door, attempt an insurance fraud scheme, and engage in fisticuffs with the driver.
Vodka and violence, what a great fucking day!
A bystander notices the scuffle and joins in the fray, and after exchanging a few blows with them, I decide to enact a tactical retreat. I try and borrow this vehicle to secure my retreat, but my assailants weren't having any bit of that. I quickly pull a 1000 IQ gamer move and evade incoming blows to quickly acquire the vehicle. My survival instincts kick in, and I silently dispatch of the hooligans that ganged up on poor little old me.
Sorry, I'm a bad driver!
I hop out of the car and decide to take the insurance fraud into my own hands by grabbing the cash off the ground that my victims, assailants, dropped. I then took my newfound earnings, bought a hot dog, and ate it in the most Slavic way Nico could. Moving on, I pull some sick moves in my not-stolen car as I pull it to Michelle's house, who I'm planning on taking to the
Fun fair.
Alright, look, I'm about to drop some mad spoilers here, so if you somehow haven't played this 12-year-old masterpiece, well, fuck you. So Michelle here is an undercover FIB agent. Nico even comments on how everything in her apartment is new.
All your stuff is new. Some even still have tags on.
That's because the lying bitch just got her entire apartment furnished by the FIB. So after telling her I'm taking her to the
Fun fair.
Michelle expresses her excitement.
Whoop-de-doo!
For some reason, Michelle decided to let me, a complete and total stranger, drive her car. I make sure to take very good care of it as I slowly and cautiously drive her to the
Fun fair.
Upon arriving, she informs me that the
Fun fair.
is closed and suggests that we should
Go bowling.
Sure, bowling sounds like fun.
Before reaching the bowling alley, I spot a no good, dirty, rotten criminal being chased by one of Liberty City's finest. I give him a little shove to help the officer out, and for some reason, this pisses him off. He tries to arrest me instead of who he was chasing, and I break free, resulting in a 2-star wanted level. Next thing I know, I'm surrounded by cops and they scare Michelle off. Good. Bullet dodged. Except it wasn't. Being forced to restart the mission, I take the same care in driving her car safely to the destination and quickly arrive at the pier. Avoiding any distractions, I waltz into the bowling alley and pick a lane to make memories in. Being the gentleman that I am, I quickly dispatch my opponent, posting a record-breaking score of 49. As we leave this fine bowling establishment, I decide to show off my massive strength to help attract this potential mate by hanging from the door frame and shimmying around. She's not all that impressed. Continuing my gentlemanly ways, I open the car door for Michelle so I can take her home. I make sure to take extra special care of her mint-condition car on the trip back. And I drop her off at her place without a scratch on it. She enjoyed this date so much that she lets me keep her car, and I show her my gratitude by chasing off some loiterers that were in front of her building. I make my way to my cousin Roman's place of business, worried because he hasn't called me 30 times in the last hour asking if I wanted to
Go bowling.
only to be greeted by his girlfriend Mallory and the scumbag Vlad. After he throws some insults my way, Vlad tries to pull this crap.
Go get me a coffee.
What?
Get me a fucking coffee! Come on, I'll get you one.
The tension in the room rises when Vlad tries to throw this little jab my way, but Nico has the most amazing comeback of all time.
Did you walk here from 1985?
Yeah.
Fucking savage, Nico.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Man, the tension is so thick you can cut it with a knife. But just then, the comic relief enters the room and is immediately assaulted by Vlad. Roman volunteers me to do some work for Vlad till he can pay off his debts. and then volunteers me again to taxi one of his regulars around, Jermaine. Man, I really need some new family. So I climb inside Roman's cab, and it smells like week old kebabs and Old Spice. Then I take a moment and watch this person have a stroke or something.
Your ass!
I show up to Jermaine's place, and he gives me directions to his business deal.
Shit, I thought Roman was gonna pick me up. I need someone I can trust for this run.
No, I can't do it. My cousin will do it. His name is Nico.
He informs me that the door is not supposed to be open, and he gets out to take a look. It was a setup! Next thing I know, we're surrounded by cops. Like a good cabbie does, I did everything in my power to lose the popo, and eventually, I was successful. I take a second to mess with this cool dude leaning on the wall,
Ah, fuck!
and safely deliver my customer to his final destination. I go back to Roman's office and find him swarmed with phone calls.
No, I'm not gay.
He once again volunteers me to be his errand boy and tells me to go pick up little Jacob. I take one of Roman's clone cars as Jacob has a smoking problem and I don't want my stolen vehicle to smell like a marijuana. As I leave the office, I commit murder.
Murder!
Then serenade Jacob with my rendition of Jingle Bells. Now the thing about Jacob is, you can only understand every 5 words this dude says. Try making out what he's saying when I block the subtitles out.
Respect, alright. We're going to this spot where I needed to wait for it. See?
Yeah, and that's not even the worst of it. So I'm driving Mr. Little to settle some beef with some guy or something like that, and he hands me a gun, asking me to watch his back if things go south. I have the high ground, Anakin, and 3 men approach Jacob. Shortly after, they start exchanging gunfire. I quickly dispatch of the 3 goons like it was mere child's play. Then a 4th guy appears on the balcony across the alley from me. I put a round in him and let the amazingly beautiful Euphoria engine do the rest. We head back to the car, and Jacob gives me his number, saying we should work together again soon. So I take him to some Jamaican restaurant. He says I can keep the pistol and hands me 150 bucks. Then he says some more gibberish. Now the real challenge in this game is trying to figure out what little Jacob is saying without subtitles. I then immediately drive to Jacob's apartment, where he somehow beats me. Nico doesn't even know what this dude is saying half the time.
Nico, yeah, me bleach hard last night, you know. The sun come out, just hold on.
What?
Sure, I promise I'll comfort to a fool on Nico. A boy for creep before him can walk, you know.
Yeah.
We show up at some sketchy place, and Jacob tells me to go around back just in case things go bad again. And of course they do! Jacob calls me on my phone and tells me that things have gone awry. 3 men barge out of the building and Jacob tells me to take them out. I quickly dispatch of my foes and take a little financial compensation for myself. I pick up Jacob and he wants to take revenge on the dude who plotted this whole thing. Alright, so I roll up to his crib, strapped and packing heat, yo, when Jacob kicks down the door and I shoot this dude down the stairs. Then for absolutely no reason at all, this crazy mofo here starts littering his own house with shotgun pellets. Being the helpful citizen that I am, I do what I can to stop him before he causes too much damage. But he might be dead. 2 more goons spawn in, and I make one sit. Good boy. And headshot the other. Now I have no idea why he died like that, but I assert my dominance as the alpha male before leaving this domain. We get back in the car, and I give Jacob's brakes a test before dropping them back off. Hey guys, I am trying a new style of editing, so if you enjoyed today's video, please let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, all that, and once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.